Let's play darts. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a 39. Those 3 darts probably sum things up at the moment, how I'm feeling about this game. Frustration, pain, anguish. But one thing that is underlying all this that will let me develop as a player is something called perseverance. I will not stop. It's a frustrating month. Guys, you've got the Samson Does Darts. Let's play darts. T on, you know what that means. It means I announce my monthly average. It's the start of a new month. Welcome to May, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Right, so April was tricky. I'm not going to lie to you, April was hard. The last 2 weeks mainly, the first 2 weeks absolutely flying. Was flying from February, which my average was about 48. Got into March, average 50. I was averaging 52 plus. First 2 weeks, I was like, this is some serious linear progress going on here. The last 2 weeks, I feel like I don't know how to play darts anymore. So the average for, let's throw 3 more here. Better. The average for April, I maintained a 50 average. I think it was 50. Let's check this down. 51. So March I was a 51. April was the same, but most of those big points happened the first half, and then I've dropped down the last couple of weeks. And I've got ideas around why that happened, why that's happening, why it happens fairly often. Let's go through it today. Let's discuss the month previous and the month ahead. That's what this is for. We'll do doubles around the clock, of course. Let's throw 3 at 19s. Now, one element of the statistics I like to keep more of a close eye on. Averages are just an indicator, as we always say, not that important. Double percentage checkout rate. 20% I was in back in March, sorry. That's solid. That was significantly solid. I've dropped back down to 18%. So the fact I'm still around the same average makes me feel my scoring's improving. I feel I'm more comfortable in the 20s than I was before, but a huge amount of work needs to be done. But struggled on the doubles. Now, there's positives of April. There's loads of positives. I've got my throw analysis done. You had a sneak peek of that a couple of weeks ago. I'll be doing more analysis going forward around what I'm trying to work on, what clearly is wrong about my throw that Daniel from Straight to the Point has observed. So that'll be good going forward. Tournament, with our first darts tournament this month on DartCounter. We'll be doing another one very soon. So that's something that's positive. I'm trying to be positive, guys. I'm not in a great positive state, if I'm quite honest with you. A lot of sort of, I'm not a swearer. You don't hear me swear. I'm not a massive swearing man. If it's appropriate, it's fine. I don't mind if people do it. That's their prerogative. But there's been some swear words in this household in the last few weeks. Not ideal. Okay, that is an indicator of a man struggling for form. But that's okay. Got to just remind myself that I've been here before. We've been here before, guys. You've been here on your journeys. It is not straight up progress. There is months of stagnancy. That could be a new word. May already be in the dictionary, unsure. But that stagnancy is something you've just got to accept that's going to happen, and remind yourself it happened before. You worked hard on your game. You got better. You got through it. Things get better. It's hard to treat myself nicely at the moment when I'm not playing well. I know others are like that. We've got to be kind to ourselves. We've got to treat ourselves how we would treat others. Okay? And I know lots of people say, you should treat others how you want to be treated. Well, yes, that's very true. But it's also true. You need to treat yourself like you treat others. What advice would I be giving people who are struggling and getting in their head on this? I'd be telling them, look at the positives, focus on things to get better. So let's do that. Positives, I've got to 50 average. That's tremendous progress over the last year. In February, I was a 48. So in a mere 2 months, I'm still maintaining a better average than I was. That's positive. Now, what else is positive? Well, I've had my throw analysis done. I've got loads of things I need to get better at. We'll just focus on them. So the last week or so, I'm trying to work out what I need to focus on because I think I've given myself too many things and it's dragged my game down. And look, that's going to happen as well. You're going to have bad days. Or you're going to have periods where you're trying to change something about your throw and you're going to find yourself throwing worse before you throw better. So this is all the advice I'm giving you. I've got to listen to it because I give out all this nonsense. How often am I adhering to it? How often are you telling your friends and family and loved ones advice that you personally don't adhere to? We're more likely to listen to what the veterinarian says to give your dog. You treat your dog better than you would treat yourself when the doctor gives you medication. We're less likely to take it. We've got to treat ourselves better. Look at that. That's an emotional statement to start this. Right, double one. Now, what else is needs to be worked on? Well, these numbers on the top of the board, fantastic example is the double one. Even when I'm throwing at 20s, I'm throwing 19s so comfortably with my elbow where it is. Everything's pretty good. I'm really pleased with how I throw at 19s. When I'm up here and the elbow's higher, I know more variables are going on. I'm moving basically too much. I'm not releasing better as consistently as I do on the lower numbers. So these higher numbers, I need to work out how to fix that. Yes. Bit of a big celebration just for a double one, but I played doubles around the clock this morning as I always do first thing as part of my training. And I took at least 30 darts at double one. And I think that's a lot of why I've come into this session feeling a little bit underwhelmed by my darting ability at this stage. But look, let's also be frank and honest. I'm a pretty pants player right now. I'm still a beginner. Possibly, if I can get into 55 plus, that's entering the low stages of intermediate, perhaps 60s. But I'm a beginner player. I've got to remind myself that. And there's a lot of work to be done. Right, double T. Now, what else has been going on? Well, this is the second session with these darts. You may well have noticed the Aspen 2s are no more for a period of time. I'm going to use these for a week, so probably for three or four videos, I'll use these and then make a decision what I'm going to do. If I'm honest, those first day gains I got on them, where I hit that 180, I felt great on doubles with you guys. That was our last video. I think those new darts feeling gives you some extra points. So I would say at this stage, having used them a little bit longer now, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So I think I need to get a lot of matches under my belt with them, see how I feel performing with them in games. But there's not a huge difference in results so far, although that last dart may say otherwise. So that's what we're looking forward to. So we're looking forward to, in May, get a tournament in, 100% going to do that again. That was great. Use these darts a couple of more week or so, make a decision and stick with them regardless. And what else are we going to do? We're going to work on the maths still. I found a way of getting better at maths. Anything from 63 under right now, I know where I'm going. Now we've got a long way to go to get up to 170. Well, I know 170, but you understand what I'm saying. Oh, another poor dart there. That last third dart, shocking. So I hit 180 with these yesterday, first session in. Now I'm making 180 mistakes since. So those new gains you get, there's definitely something in that. Be wary of. Oh my goodness. Now in terms of throw, right, so the last few weeks, I've clearly been trying to change too many things, thinking too much, and that's seen my game come down. You could argue that while I'm making these changes, I'm going to drop down. But I just feel like I've gone backwards a bit. So all I'm going to concentrate on until I nail this is getting this wrist through, or what some people may see and say as what follow through is. And I've had this sort of tug of war with follow through since we started. And I gave up even bothering with it for such a long time because I wasn't getting anywhere near the consistency I required. Those 3 darts there, not great darts, but the follow through was there. So I'm just trying to push that wrist through, wrist and fingers. Instead of like launching it with my arm, I just need to move more with my wrist, my fingers, and keep following through after the dart's left. So speeding up basically, even after the dart's left the hand. I think a lot of the problems that I've been having the last few weeks is because of my elbow. I've been trying to tuck it in. I've been trying to leave it out, in, out, shaking it basically all about. And I need to make sure, for at least while I'm focusing on this wrist, is basically not to worry about it. Because I've just been thinking every throw, where's your elbow? What are you doing with the elbow? And it's just taken me off my game. So I just need to focus on this wrist business. Then we can look at other things like elbow. Some poor darts here, guys. I'm glad this is happening because it does show really how things have been for me the last few weeks. Just a bit down about this, about how difficult it is. And you throw so many darts at this board. I put in the hours, guys. You know I put in the hours. And if you haven't got that natural ability, it's just a slog. But that's part of it. That's all part of it. So I'll look back on these and be like, wow, you learned so much from that. I've also made a massive mistake here. See this little beverage here? Now this is a little bit of squash, orange and pineapple. Now I went to the gym yesterday and I had left over my squash from my drinking beverage vessel, also known as a bottle. And I poured it into here and I've been drinking it the last sort of 20 minutes. And I didn't realise I put pre-workout in it. You know, those BCAAs, if anybody is. Basically what this stuff does is you drink it before you work out and it makes you feel, basically it makes you feel like you've got sunburn, it makes you feel like you've got all the blood's gone to the skin, you feel tingly. And right now I'm high on this pre-workout. So I'm not sure it's helping my game and I wouldn't recommend taking it before darts. I've made huge errors here. Now, I don't want to make too many excuses, but I mean, it's not helping my darts, let's put it that way. Come on, this is ridiculous. Got to get this double 2. Oh, God. Painful. Painful stuff, but this is what it is. This is how it is right now. It will get better. It won't be like this forever. That's gone double 17. Everything about that throw was great apart from the alignment there. Oh, guys. Sometimes just take a moment to breathe. Breathe out the pain and the stress. Breathe in new oxygen, a new day. Let's breathe that in. Let's breathe in success. That's still not in. So it's very easy. I could easily blame the darts at this stage. I've only used them for 2 days, so I could easily just say, look, these is the darts, guys. I'm telling you right now, it is not. I was playing pretty much similar to this with the asps. It's just a period that I need to get through. How many darts have we thrown at this number 2? At least 30, probably. And bearing in mind, the numbers lower, I'm pretty much better on than the numbers higher. So this is huge problems. This is probably the worst I've played all month with you, but it's not the worst I've played all month off camera. So this may be somewhat surprising, considering I went around the clock on these yesterday. But that must have been the new darts beginner gains. If you're going through this, guys, I'm with you, okay? This is painful. I understand it. I'm feeling it right now through I'm feeling lots of things. I'm mainly feeling this pre-workout stuff, but I'm also feeling pain and strain. We're going to get through this, guys. We'll look back on times like this and think that's what made us the player we are today. God's sake. It'd be somewhat more understandable if my darts were just flying everywhere. But I'm just consistently bad. But I guess at least I'm consistent. The darts are consistently going in bad places. Deep breaths, guys. Stay with me here. I need all the support I can get right now. This is staggering stuff, guys. Finally. Probably would have missed if that other dart was there. I'm sure the slight deflection you heard was the only reason it went in, but it is in. My goodness. Double 3. Double 4. Poor dart, that. Not bad. Still, this is shocking, this is. This is just rough. These doubles are not my friend today. Double 5. Oh. Oh la la, no. It's just, these doubles are just hiding from me. They're hiding from me like my cousin Ralph hides from paying his child support. It's just one of those days, guys. Number 5. Those high numbers, come on, we've got to get better at these. Nope. Better. Just poor, just the wrist's not going through. Gonna have to pack it in a second, guys. Not forever, although that may be advisable if a doctor was watching me play. Double 6. Not awful. Let's throw 3 more. Yeah, I'm stopping. It's just not going to get better today. It's going to get better with time, though. I'm not going to give up. Got to keep going. One of the toughest days, toughest weeks I've had playing, if I'm quite honest. And this is a real microcosm of that. So I'm glad you saw it. I want you to know that this is difficult. I've improved massively in a year. Can't complain at it. Can't complain, but right now things are just tough. So whichever stage you're at, I'm sure you're going through this at some point, whether you've gone through it already, whether you're going through it now, whether you're going to go through it in a minute. Just remember that we all have to do this. Have to grind it out. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see you next time. We're going to keep at this. We're going to do this together. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Goodbye.